Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here, and we are going to do some Tavern Brawl first impressions and analyses. So this week it's Beauteous Blingtron, and hopping into client. Blingtron is ready to rumble. He changes your hero power to get a random weapon, and he gives you random weapons. Okay. And I did have a look at this prior to starting the recording, and I've decided to go first off. And plus, most of my other classes have pretty terrible levels. First off, we'll go with Rogue. Let's try a couple games with Rogue, because Rogue has a number of really powerful weapon synergistic cards. So if we just type weapon here in the search field, see, we can deadly poison up whatever random weapon we get. We can Tinkers up, and actually I will craft a second Tinkers, because we're always going to have a weapon basically. Buccaneer is going to be excellent. Auto Barber, excellent. Double Blade Flurry. I don't actually want any weapons of my own, because my hero power will be giving me weapons. And Bloodsail will be great. Swamp Ooze will be excellent against my opponent's weapons. Dread Corsair. Other things that I may want, maybe a second Auto Barber, maybe a Bloodsail Corsair, maybe, Green Skin would be nice. Blingtron would be nice. Double Spiteful Smith would be nice. Again, reminders, this is on my budget list, my budget collection, so we are quite limited as to the sorts of cards we can have. Now we've got our base for the Brawl. Let's fill it out with, with good cards. I don't want a Force Tank. I'll take a Sprint. Yeah, I feel Force Tank is too slow. Commander is great with oil, so you can Commander oil on a late game turn. Sunwalker also works pretty good with oil, since if you drop the oil on the Sunwalker, it becomes vulnerable to things like BGH, but it's otherwise not too bad. Assassinate, we'll run one. Another rogue card that would have been excellent here would have been Sabotage, because you destroy a random minion, and if you combo, you get your opponent's weapon destroyed as well. Now you might be asking, why aren't I playing this on my primary account? I do have all of the cards that I'm talking about on my primary account, but I just think we'll get a free pack for the budget Shaman leveling, so I'll put a link in the show notes for my budget Shaman playlist. Hopefully there's a link for my budget Shaman playlist, because I've been having some issues uploading videos, so hopefully that works out. Anyway, so yeah, this is a good chance for me to get some budget Shaman resources. Okay, now in terms of 5 drops, do I have anything in particular that I want? Let's run Healbot Double Drake. Yep. And then for the 3s, double SI will work fine. We don't really need a second fan, because we have double Blade Flurry this time round. Horse Rider will work extraordinarily well with the Tinker Sharp Sword Oil. What else might we have? And what else is good against weapons? I think things like Divine Shield and Taunt are good against weapons. So I'll run, let me see how many 3s I have. Yeah, let's run a Scarlet. And in terms of 1-drops, I'd like another 1-drop. South Sea can work. South Sea can also combo with Sharp Sword Oil. And we've got a couple of more slots left. I've got enough 2s. That's right, a Sap will be excellent. And I didn't consider the rest of my class cards. Now Shadow Step, no, I don't think Shadow Step quite works. And I don't think the Backstab is necessary, since I'll have a lot of efficient removal from my weapons. The Valiant may be useful. Valiant. Although I do have a number of 2-drops already, so let's run an Eviscerate instead of a Valiant. I don't want to have my hand being too full of double Eviscerate. Sorry, yep, double Eviscerate instead of Valiant, double Valiant, because then I'll have some sort of flexibility in my mulligan and in my card draws. Okay, let's just go in with this very rough rogue deck. All right. Okay, and here we go. Or perhaps not, it's taking a little bit of time. Yeah, and I'm really happy with how Blizz is, how the Hearthstone devs taking Tavern Brawl, everything. I think things have recently been very, the formats and what's come out have been very, think I'll keep the Dread Corsair and the Deadly. Okay, let me collect my thoughts. The recent Tavern Brawls after that Christmas New Year's break period have been pretty good, very progressive, like, you know, very. We didn't have any. We haven't had any repeats. I mean, there was the Mechazod repeat, but you approached it with different classes, so that's not too bad. Now, do I want to coin out a Corsair? The Corsair will challenge his foam sword.
Here we go.
Destroy your weapon, gaining a new one. Okay, I think I will coin out a Corsair, because then I can follow up with the Auto Barber. And yeah, he's going to have to re-roll his weapon to try and clear the Corsair, or, you know, buff the weapon with something. Although I won't buff a 2/1 foam sword. Interesting card, foam sword. Yeah. Okay, so that's something to note down. We start with 2/2 foam swords, and hero power is changed. Ah, interesting. So he used. Okay, so he deck-handed and then he re-rolled. Okay. I think I'll just re-roll here. Yeah, I think I'll just swing re-roll here. Cursed. Whoops. That's actually, yeah. So that's one thing to note. There is a risk when re-rolling that you'll get the Cursed Blade. Also note that both heroes start at 40 effective HP. And that's not too bad, actually. I wouldn't have played the Corsair against my Cursed Blade, because it just allows me to get rid of the blade quicker. Now, I take 6 damage to the face. It's not great. I think I may actually have to cash in this turn. Yeah, there's no point doing that. I don't see why you would spend cash in a Power Mace like that. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to get rid of the Cursed Blade. So we're going to Buccaneer weapon up to re-roll out of the Cursed Blade. That's much better. And the 3/2, I will clear the Corsair to protect my Buccaneer. Yeah. I think that cash-in should be used quite... You should be careful about your cash-in. I wouldn't waste, you know, double charges of weapons and so on and so forth. But that may just be me bringing my ladder sensibilities to the Brawl, which, you know, sometimes it's not relevant, and sometimes it's not helpful to bring your ladder sensibilities. But I was quite glad we could get rid of the Cursed Blade. I forgot. So you can re-roll into Cursed Blade, but next turn you can also re-roll out of Cursed Blade, and that's pretty useful. Okay, now what are we doing? I think I hit weapon Barber. Yeah.
Here we go.
Because having this thing, having the Buccaneer on the board gives me a lot of what the heck? Oh, okay. Okay, that's something that I haven't noticed. You don't have to. So let me note that down. Weapon. Your weapon doesn't, quote unquote, break permanently. You immediately resummon another. So when your weapon breaks, let me put that. When your weapon breaks, you immediately resummon another, which means that Ooze isn't as good as it could be, although it can be useful for getting rid of buffs. So Ooze, I originally thought that Ooze would be insane. It's not actually that good. Okay, because you get a free weapon. So your weapon gets oozed. So you see this little buff down here, Blingtron's Blade. When this breaks, randomly summon a new weapon. So the ooze will just get you to re-roll a weapon. Still quite useful. So, like, you know, something like a longbow, I probably would want to ooze that away from my opponent. So the hero power becomes actually quite redundant. That's interesting. Yeah. So having things such as I wonder. Anyway, let's just see how we go. Interesting. Okay, I think I'll develop the commander here. Let's do the swing
Here we go.
and see what we find. We got an Ogre Warmall, that's fine. And we'll do the commander. Actually, do I want a commander here? Yeah, actually no, let's Sunwalker, because the Sunwalker will protect my my Auto Barber. And we can set up for oil, Deadly Oil next turn. Deadly Oil, and then if we roll into a Flurry, we can possibly win the game. If not, I can develop the Bloodsail Raider for a ton of damage. Okay. Yeah, I do believe Rogue is probably the strongest class to play in this brawl. Rogue appears to be the strongest class. And the thing is, you know, he's gonna Harrison me, but I get a weapon anyway, so I don't actually lose a lot of tempo, and actually got a bigger weapon. We may actually be able to finish here. Especially since the longbow doesn't clear my Sunwalker. What are you doing? Okay. I may actually sap the Harrison. I may actually do that. Okay. We've got 20 damage on the board. Yeah, let's not. We can end next turn with Commander. And if we don't get to end next turn, we can end the turn after with Kraken. Although I don't think I'll survive to the turn after, honestly. Yeah, so Oil, Deadly. So Rogue, I do think Rogue is the strongest because of Oil, Deadly, and Blade Flurry. The ability to deal both 2 charges of your weapon damage on 1 turn is so powerful on Rogue, which leads me to believe, you know, this is the go-to class for this brawl. I mean, obviously, I don't think brawls are designed to be balanced. I don't think they're designed to be balanced. And yeah, so we did some good work with our rogue list. But you know what? After we open the pack, actually no, let's save the pack. Yeah, I'm gonna save the pack for my next budget shaman run. Now you know what? Let's see if there are any other classes that I might be able to run this in. Let's see if there are any other weapon synergies. See, Rogue has so much weapon synergy. You've already got 10 cards with weapon synergy, and there's more if you have a fuller deck. Rockbiter would work okay with Shaman. Aspirant would work okay with Warrior, and these cards are neutral, so you can run them in anything. I don't really want to play any more Rogue. Let's see if we can get some quests done. Hunter? We could go Aggro Hunter, actually. Let's try it, yeah? I'm gonna switch classes to Aggro Hunter, like Face Hunter, but you always have a weapon. Aggro Face Hunter. Let's see how we'll go with that. This was at least giving me a chance to play some Face Hunter, even though, you know, gives me a chance to play Face Hunter, but it's not on the ladder, so I'm not cheesing anyone. Plus, I get to get some Hunter levels because I'm a level 0 Hunter. Okay, let's go Aggro Face Hunter. Let's just put in whatever. Double. This direction will be actually quite good. Hyena, Hound, Explosive, Multi, okay, and then I think we just put in as many charge cards as we can. And I'll always have a weapon, that's pretty useful. Wolf Rider, Horse, Arcane, Argent, and a Rocketeer. Okay, now we need some card draw. We do have tracking, and we do have the Elic. Here we go, Loot Hoarder, Cult Master. Cult Master actually synergizes very well with your Aggro Hunter chargy minions. And Drake can work too, since I have Arcane Shot. Yeah, let's run double Drake. And Explosive Trap, although not much else. I know I do have Drake into Explosive, which is a little slow. But let's just see how we go. So this is just a silly Hunter list. Let's go, and I'll skip to the Mulligan this time. And one thing to consider, and I don't want the Arcane Golem. I possibly don't want the Explosive. Yeah, let's throw the Explosive back. One thing to note is that if Rogue is the go-to class, I think Hunter has a fairly favorable matchup against Rogue, because Rogues tend to lack defensive and healing options unless you put them in with neutral cards. And yes, I can get started straight away. Although I don't get to hero power them anymore, so that's one thing to note. Every class loses the utility of its hero power. So even Paladin doesn't get to make guys anymore. But aggro hunter for the win. Now actually something like this being very fast, possibly an Argus. Argus would probably work in this list because I have a lot of low cost fast minions, so if I can Argus them up, if say on turn 6 I can Argus up a Bluegill, it's a 3-2 charge and that's not bad. Okay, it seems like my opponent didn't really know what was happening there either. Yeah, oops. Okay, and I will chart. Actually, no. Let's swing first. Let's swing and see what we get. Oh my, gladiators. Yeah, so we're just going to be aggressive. I'm just going to keep charging you in the face, which means that a list like this probably needs some silencers, and yeah, Argus would work fine too. Yeah, some silencers, and Argus will be very defensive. Now this is annoying. I don't like the 1/3, so it gets re-rolled. Okay, what is this? What have you developed? Is this a get down? Let's trigger the get down. There's no get down here. Okay, Horse Rider will take care of this. I wonder what it is then. It could even be, how do you say, it could be, competitive, that's right. Okay, now I don't want a Wolf Rider. I could coin out the explosive actually. That probably I can Wolf Rider hit. I could Wolf Rider hit coin Blingtron. And then next turn I can play the explosive. Alright, let's do that. And next turn I can explosive. Okay, that's not too bad. I probably want to get rid of the Rocketeer actually. Rocketeer too low value. Yeah, I wonder if the Rocketeer is too low value. I probably could replace it with, like I was saying before, the double Rocketeer can come out for a Silence and an Argus. Ooh. Hey, this probably interacts with the hero power. Okay. I'll just develop swing and re-equip. Yeah, there's nothing that I'm going to be power macing. Let's re-roll, see if we can. Ooh. This is quite nice actually. I get to wow, I didn't know that's how it worked. Let's actually note that. That's going to be useful in Shaman play. So Shaman when it comes to Shaman's Doomhammer, you can swing with another weapon, then equip Doomhammer and take another swing. Okay. This is fine. I think I'm going to explosive this thing. Yeah, and I'll use some health instead of I'll use some health instead of my loot hoarder. This works fine. Okay. Yeah, and picking up the Doomhammer is really making a big difference here. So I got to squeeze in 5 damage last turn because I had the Power Mace break, and then you get the Doomhammer, and then this turn, you know, it's so much damage. And then we can tracking into what exactly do I want to tracking into? It's hard to say, but let's Rocketeer. Let's Rocketeer the face. Probably should have done tracking first. I don't think I actually need to do tracking right now. Let's just hold it. I think you would probably be tracking into some sort of a beast for Houndmaster or some sort of kill command. I don't even have kill command in this list, however. But yeah, this aggro hunter is working out really well. But yeah, so here's the problem. You want some silencers in this list. Although I can deal with this because I can hit Rocketeer. Ah, it doesn't work. Oh no, it does work. So he no longer has the. Okay, he no longer. And I don't know why you didn't clear my Rocketeer. Interesting. Yeah, guess what? I want to draw a lot of cards now, and I'm not gonna commit my face to taking 10 damage. Ooh, hyena. Hyena actually no good without. Pretty bad without. Now we set up the win condition here because I hit, and then if he attacks into my face, the explosive trap will clear. And good thing that's not. I thought that was a true silver champion before the image came up, but it's not. It's a war maul, so it won't be healing him for any time soon. So explosive works very well in a face list. Yeah, so probably hyena comes out until I unleash. Yeah, so hyena comes out, which probably means the Houndmaster comes out unless I lock some more. But the Houndmaster will be useful for taunting things up. So hard to say. Yeah, you know, just to review this list, I might have to look at how many beasts I have. The hyena definitely is coming out because I don't have enough beasts, and it's a little too. It's asking for a little too much synergy. Yeah. Okay, come on, let's end this game. Why are you AFK? Here we are. Okay, we're done. Yeah, Face Hunter seems to work well, especially if you're especially facing off against weapon decks, because you tend to take a lot of damage as a weapon deck, and even as a warrior you wouldn't be able to gain armor aside from using your cards. Animal Companion, there we go. So I'll probably take out so let's do some edits. The Highmane is great. I'll take out a Rocketeer, and I'll take out a Hyena for double Animal Companion, because it's such a high value card. And what else? Some silences, that's right. No, we do have a Spellbreaker. I think I will mix in a Spellbreaker for... Do I need double Cult? I mean, we do have double tracking, so let's take out a Cult and put in a Spellbreaker. That will allow me to get through things like Sunwalker. And I think the Misdirection is going to be really good as well. Okay, let's go. Let's do a couple more games. So I was actually thinking that a sort of a freeze list might be useful in this mode also. Now, I think I will tracking into a 2-drop and then Horse Rider. Okay. Like a freeze list. And it's not the traditional freeze list, because usually freeze mages focus on freezing the board. But this time around, you'd have to focus, you'd necessarily have to focus on freezing your opponent's face. So you would run things such as, okay, that's not great. I think I'll take the Arcane Shot just for board presence next turn. You'd necessarily have to focus on freezing your opponent's face with Ice Lances, Frostbolts, Snow Chuggers, and the Water Elementals. And that's another card, actually, Snow Chugger, coming out of the standard format. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we are getting some changes to the Hearthstone laddering format shortly. Okay, I think I just leave this thing up. Yeah. Not the best. Okay, the Coghammer is fine. Although, this gives me a chance to reroll. Let's reroll the Coghammer. Maybe we can get something a little bit better. Oh, crap. Yeah, so, yeah, sometimes you can reroll into something better, sometimes you can't. I think I'm going to have to reroll this turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to reroll Arcane Shot, because this is going to be very painful. Now, the Death Bite. Yeah, I can't afford to take 8 damage next turn. We have to reroll. I will swing at the face, though, and reroll. I'm not swinging at that and taking 6 damage. Here we go. Seem intent on giving me Coghammers, but that's fine. So at least the tracking into Arcane Shot got me something. Yeah. So yeah, in this mode, actually, if we don't win this game, I might try actually a dedicated Freeze Mage. Although we might not even have the cards. I'll just have a quick look at whether we do have the cards, and if we do, I will give it a go. If not, so be it. Okay, I think we silence this. Yep. And I clear the Knife Juggler. But taking that extra damage from the Cursed Blade really does hurt. Yeah, so you can probably skip out on the Oozes. Maybe one of Ooze, something like that would be good. Okay, we'll get an Ogre War Maul. So the War Mauls aren't actually that good. Explosive is fine here, I think. Goes 2 for 1. Yeah, and this sets up my later turns. Allows me to get rid of some more of my charges without having to do anything silly like running into an Senjin. And actually, I'll also note that life gain is probably useful in this mode. Yeah, I do feel that life gain will be useful. Now, okay, are you playing some sort of Why do you have a Flame Waker in there? I mean, I can probably answer the reason. I can probably answer that question. Okay, let's see what we get out of the weapon. It's actually quite fun to just keep re-rolling. Argent Lance, not great, but we can finish with the Horse Rider, and we'll go face. I'm going to save the Arcane Golem as a premium removal and as what you would call it, as for reach. Yeah. Plus, you know, it has less of an impact on later turns as it does when you play it on earlier turns. What is this? Power Mace. Ooh, that's going to be painful. Actually, I'm going to have to remove this. The Elic. So, what are we doing here? I think we pop open the Shredder first because I can't afford that Power Mace because he can re-roll and then buff the Shredder. Okay, that's fine. I think we do Elic here, and I'll probably end up weaponing up. So let's see what we find. Okay, that's not great. So he's got double Senjin in his list. Let's clear, and let's re-roll. Hopefully we don't get Cursed Blade because I died to a Fireball. Okay, that's pretty good. Eagle Horn. Picking up an actual hunter weapon. Yeah, okay, so this is just high value late game. I don't know how I'm going to stand up to this because we're dead to like Fireball, Swing Fireball, but we can actually double Houndmaster. Does it make sense to double Houndmaster, or does a single Houndmaster work? So double Hound will add how much damage? This will add 4 damage at the cost of 8 mana. It's not great, actually. I could go single Hound, Arcane. Single Hound, Arcane, yeah. To clear this. I think we're still dead. How much damage is there? Oh yeah, with the buff on the Power Mace, I'm not going to make it. Okay, we're done. Yeah, with some healing, I think the double Houndmaster is probably asking a bit much as well because of how few beasts I have. Let's just check the number of beasts I have in this list. So the Elic is 1, 2, 3 in the companions, and I have a high main beast to finish. Okay, let's just see if we can find any more beasts that we can put in. Yeah, I probably don't want. I mean, the Grizzly can work, and the Tiger can work, and the Boar can work too. Let's just take the Houndmasters out, and the Rocketeer can stay, I believe. So we can actually gain some. Yeah, like I said, I think I was saying Argus is good. Yep, Argus. We'll throw in an Argus. So the Houndmasters aren't doing much for me, and we're having 2 copies of the traps. Is that too much? Let's just see how we go. I could probably afford to start a little bit quicker. Although with what, I wouldn't know. Life gain? The life gain will come in useful. Or do I have anything to finish up on? I don't actually have super big late game cards. Let's just throw in the Kraken. Yeah, let's just throw in a Kraken. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay, the question is, do I want to keep the tracking? I can coin weapon up if I need to. I think I throw everything away. Against the Warlock, yeah, I think I even throw the Animal Companion away. Let's just see. I think ideally we'll get something, and if we can't, I can weapon up on turn 2. Okay, that's good. Misdirection on turn 2. Actually, Loot Hoarder is much better on turn 2. And turn 1, I could coin Loot Hoarder, then Misdirection. That works as well. So let's see what happens there. Yeah. Okay. Or I could just tracking. Yeah. Does it make sense to coin Loot Hoarder? No, not while he has that weapon in hand. Although I don't think any weapon. Explosive Bluegill. Explosive Bluegill. I think I want more minions.
I hunt alone.
Yeah. Now the Warlock can't tap either, so I wonder what sort of a list he's running. Next turn, yeah, so the ideal thing is you play the Loot Hoarder when he has a higher value weapon, so he has to make that choice. Okay, True Silver. That's a little troubling, honestly. Yeah. But I can just misdirect here. I think misdirection here does a lot for us. I probably should have swung first just to see what I get. This sucks. So another really bad weapon. So Warlock. We're facing Warlock in game 4. Can also random into Poison Blade equals bad. Not as bad as the Cursed Blade, but both of them are just horrible, horrible cards. Especially in this mode. Now that misdirection actually worked out really well for me there. I don't want to Arcane. I think I just weapon up. And I maybe even want to coin out the Loot Hoarder. Okay, this is better. Actually, let's coin out the Charge. Let's charge his face. Would be really nice if I had Unleash in this list, but again, this is like a level 3 hunter. We haven't been building the collection at all, so we're doing what we can. Okay, Mogushan, interesting. Interesting, Mogushan. The ideal answer to that is I'm getting confused. Ideal answer to that would be Hunter's Mark, which I don't have either. Okay, the Lance is not too scary. I can't even do... yeah, so I think I swing a re-equip. Do I riskily re-equip? There's nothing else for me to do this turn anyway. And there was a chance that I could have gotten into... so here's another thing. Swing, re-equip, can get you a Doomhammer. Ooh, that was quite. That was. I think that was neutral, honestly, because it cleared some of his things. It cleared my thing as well. But picking up a Death Spite, not bad. I think it just renewed my Death Spite. I think that was just RNG, honestly. Ooh, the Assassins is not bad, but you would really prefer a Death Spite or an Arcanite Reaper, or possibly even a Gorehowl. Although we haven't seen Gorehowl thus far, so you're pushing for damage. Interesting. And I can swing and then equip to do AoE damage. Why did you... was that thing dead? Why did you buff it? What? Anyway. Let's swing. And equip will leave just a 1/1 minion on the board. 1/1 impy thing on the board. So that's not too bad. And then this is a great weapon also. So ideally you want things like 4 attack weapons. And this is excellent. It takes both of him trading into the 4/4 and the little imp to do the work. So, what are the better weapons? What are the better weapons? I'd say Doomhammer, anything 4 attack. Yeah, anything 4 attack. So Doomhammer, True Silver, Deathbite, Arcanite. What else is good? Situationally, do I explosive here or do I charge it? Yeah, I think I can spend my. I think it's okay to spend a commander on a bear thing, on a Iron Fur. So yeah, the better weapons: Doomhammer, True Silver, Deathbite, Arcanite, Gorehowl. Although I haven't seen a Gorehowl. Because you can just swing at the face with Gorehowl and then it'll re-equip, which, you know, it's really efficient to be able to do that. Okay, that's fine because we do have the explosive re-equip. Yep, explosive swing re-equip, that works. Allows me to get 4 damage and 2 healing. Done. Oh, whoops. Oh, no, that was okay because, let's see what happened there. I picked up a 2/2 weapon. I didn't really see what it was, and then we re-equipped into a Deathbite. Although, yes, I need to remember in this mode, remember you auto re-equip. Only re-equip if you don't like what you get. Yeah. Which means, yeah, you should wait. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. That's really bad, actually. I think I can silence Wolf Rider, actually silence Arcane and Arcane Golem, Arcane Shot. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be... I think that's what I'm going to do. Do I need to silence? I could actually just use the Wolf Rider. Yeah, let's just use the Wolf Rider, because the silence slows me down. So let's see what we're doing here. We're going to deal a ton of damage, thanks to the Cursed Blade. And we're done, actually. Yeah, that Cursed Blade was a game-losing re-equip for him. You take so much damage from the Cursed Blade. And, what did we get? Starving Buzzard. Really nice. Sarcastic, if you couldn't hear the tones. Okay, 3 games with Hunter. Let's do one more. Let's do one more, because I'm having quite a lot of fun with this Face Hunter, Weapon Hunter deck. I wonder why we aren't seeing more rogues, because if I was playing this morning, and it is morning where I am, and this is the brawl's been out for maybe about 4 or 5 hours, I would definitely be playing rogue just because of the weapon synergies. I think we keep the tracking to track into a turn 2 play. Although no, I don't need to track anymore. Although it might be useful to track into a turn 4 play. So let's see how we go. Yep. Let's see if we can track into a turn 4 play. It just helps you fill out the board. Here we go, the Argus. Hopefully the Argus, because he can't ping anymore. So against Mage, there's no more ping. He's going to have to use his use his weapon to clear my annoying charges. I think the Argus can work out. Although it's hard to say. Yeah. Okay, let's swing. I'm going to swing at the Mana Worm to just take it out of range of my Bluegill. I mean, it'll have to be an even trade with the Bluegill. Ooh, this is really nice. So Gladiators is actually excellent. So that's another great weapon. So great weapons and Gladiators. Longbow. Crap weapons equals Poison Blade, Cursed Blade, that mech thing, situationally crap Cogmaster's Wrench. And I will swing, actually. This allows me to get a ton of damage in. I don't really care about your Mad Scientist, what it pulls out. So crap weapons, Poison Blade, Cursed Blade, Cogmaster's Wrench. Oh, actually, that's not too bad when it comes to being able to freeze me. I mean, it's situationally good, but also situationally bad, so it's hard to say. And I think me being immune, I don't know whether I'll get frozen. Do I want to risk it? Because this actually puts me out of commission for quite a long time. Let's risk it. Let's do it for science. Okay. Excellent. And then we picked up a Doomhammer. That's actually so good. So that's actually something to note down if I even do end up doing like a budget hunter list. Gladiators immune also makes you not freeze when attacking Snow Chugger, and I'm assuming also Water Ellie, Water Elemental. Okay, it's fine. You're gonna torch me in the face. I don't really care. And let's Elec. See what we find. If we pick up a 3-drop, that'll be really, really nice. Oh, nice. This is actually really good. Yeah, Elec. Elec going off is such a powerful effect. Okay. Yeah, and I can double. Ooh, good thing I waited for the. No, actually, good thing I had a Doomhammer. Because I didn't wait, I swung, and then good thing I had a second charge to deal with the mirror entity. Yeah, Elec's effect going off is so powerful, because not only is it card draw, it's card draw that you can use in the mid to late game, which is ridiculous. And it's always a minion, I believe. Yeah, it's always a minion, so Elec will always draw you a minion, which is interesting in and of itself. Okay. Him taking 3 damage to the face is fine as well. Picking up the Reaper. Whoa, okay, that was a little... Sorry about that. Yeah, that was a bit silly from my opponent there. Yeah, just the automatic... It's hard to get over how automatic your play really becomes in Hearthstone. It's really important to, because if you're not aware that the weapon re-equips itself, you just automatically click re-equip because you imagine you're playing a rogue, and it's just like, oops, I got rid of a Death Spite. And I think he did get rid of the Death Spite. Now, I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done because we have a fair amount of damage in hand. So, this is 8. Yeah, I think we're done. This is, yeah, we're done. So the Face Hunter experiment worked out very well. Face Hunter experiment in Brawl. I think just Face Hunters are generally good against weapon classes. And yeah, that worked out pretty well. Get some Hunter levels, and get some gold from the Hunter quest. So, pretty cool. And pretty happy with the knowledge that we have gained. Actually, this Brawl has been quite useful for learning about how weapon interactions and so on and so forth work. Okay, so let's finish up there. Thanks in advance, guys, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'll do this for the love, and any gestures of appreciation are much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm enjoying this Brawl. I'll probably do some more games off camera. You know, most Brawls I don't actually do many more games aside from the first impressions, because honestly, they get a bit... You know, honestly, it's just sometimes they're not very interesting to me, at least in my opinion. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed this Brawl, and hope you have a lovely day. I'll be back with some more Hearthstone and other gaming content in the near future. So until then, this is No Dust signing off.